Hello.
Hello, Dom.
Yes, hi, Trang. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Um, Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I can tell.
Currently, yeah, I just realized that uh, I wake up right in the time that I have to wake up every
Mm-hmm.
morning that I have a class with you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, right before the ring of my phone,
Uh-huh.
the the clock alarm,
Mm-hmm.
like right 5 minutes before the
Mm-hmm.
clock alarm.
I understand your feeling. So you wake up just before your alarm rings, correct? Like
Rings,
5 minutes.
alarm rings. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So
Mm-hmm.
like 5 minutes before your actual alarm, it ring. I mean, just before it rings, you get up. Is
Mm-hmm.
that correct? Oh, well,
I
we are.
have a I have a very good sleep
Mm-hmm.
and have a good dream, like
Your
an
dream?
amazing dream. I forgot it
Uh-huh.
now, and
Of
I'm enjoying
course.
it.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, I wake up. I like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't like it because when we
Mm-hmm.
have
Very
a
good dream.
beautiful dream, we want to
Uh-huh.
follow it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look at the window and I see it it's morning already.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's 5 minutes to the alarm rings. And I don't know how, but this happened.
Not just to you, Trang. It happens to everybody.
But it it doesn't happen in the day that I don't have class with you. It only happened when I have a class with you, evenly, not day by day.
Uh-huh. Well, we cannot actually choose when it happens. It if it happens, it will happen. Because usually when you want to dream, it doesn't really happen. But sometimes, subconsciously speaking, when you're thinking of so many beautiful things and then suddenly you sleep right after that, it retains in your memory. And subconsciously, you're unaware that you're thinking of that. So that causes the beautiful dreams. Now, I understand because um, so after you got up, you said you wanted to follow, right? So yeah, so instead of saying to follow, you wanted to continue your dream, right? So I had that feeling too. So I dream of a very good thing when I get up. I still don't want to get up because I wanted to continue that dream because I wanted to know how it ends. Right? So we're so curious about that dream. But dreams are a state of mind wherein at the back of your mind you're thinking about it, although sometimes you wanted to deny that. Oh no, I haven't thinking of that. I wonder why I dreamed of that. But subconsciously at the back of your mind you're actually thinking of it. So what was the dream about? Let's try to interpret your dream.
My story is I can wake up
Hmm.
right before the alarm rings.
Right.
Only in the day that I have class with you.
That's that's unfortunate.
I I have to wake up earlier in the day that I have class with you.
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
you know what? There was a day that I have wake up even earlier for
Mm-hmm.
leaving the city, to leave the city
Mm-hmm.
soon, then meet
Mm-hmm.
a customer after
Mm-hmm.
like 2 hour driving.
Mm-hmm.
And I automatically wake up right before
Mm-hmm.
the alarm rings again.
Because Trang, your body is already set on that. You know, your body clock is already set on that.
Yes, that's what I want to talk.
Hmm. So that's
It's amazed
usually what
me.
happens. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Because you've been I mean, this is what happens. It happens to me too. Like, um, when your body is programmed to do the same thing every day, even without you thinking, your body responds to it right away. So it knew that you have to wake up. So even without the alarm, it has been programmed to get up just before it rings. That's actually what happens. Isn't it amazing? It's actually, I think your body clock is just programmed to do that. Because look at this one, Trang. If you knew that you don't have class, you sleep whenever you want and you're not worried you might miss your class, right?
Mm, yeah.
So that's the thing. So when you have class the next day, you feel like your body is in a state of, how do you call it? A very sensitive state. Something that I have to be careful. I might be late. So you're trying to get your sleep, but you're uncomfortable because you're still thinking you might get late. You know what I mean? Anywhere, like for
No, I
example.
have a very good sleep last
Hmm.
night.
Hmm.
Then I automatically wake up right in town.
Hmm.
How?
That's it. That's it. Because you can actually sleep. I mean, if I sleep and then I have a meeting, for example, I have a schedule the next day, I can sleep, but my body is programmed to get up just before the alarm rings.
Mm,
Because
yeah.
you're worried you might get late. So my body is like, it's set to do that, you know? But if you don't have work, like, I don't care. I can sleep whenever I want because I don't need to wake up anytime. Right? So that's the difference. Your body has been programmed to do that. Oh, by the way, Trang, I nearly forgot. You said you went out with your family last Sunday. What happened?
Uh, and I promised to take some picture.
All right. You didn't go
Then my
out.
period came.
Oh, that's so sad. See?
So we
I know.
postponed our schedule to
Uh,
tomorrow morning.
tomorrow, what's tomorrow morning? That's
Ah, so
Wednesday.
tomorrow
Okay.
morning I will wake the whole family up early,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
like 5 a.m.
But you
Then
said you
we
have work
prepare
on
for swimming.
Wednesdays. You said you have
When
work on Wednesday.
that's the reason I will wake my family up early
Oh, okay.
in like 5 a.m.
That's too
Then we
early,
will
my
go to
God.
swim
Uh-huh.
in the early morning.
We're gonna
Then I
go
will come back
swimming.
for work.
Uh-huh. So we're gonna go, that's your target. We're gonna go swimming. To refers again. So when you use the word to, you're also referring might be to a place. So we're going swimming and we're going to. So what's the name of the place? So we're going to like a resort. So we're going swimming and we're going to a resort.
Yeah,
So we're
resort.
going right
What is that?
a resort. So you're
A
referring
resort.
to a place. You don't know a resort?
A resort. I know. like a
Uh-huh.
place
Right.
for tourists,
Uh-huh.
uh bigger than a hotel with gardens.
Like a
Yeah,
beach with swimming pools and plenty of amenities.
uh, we have planned to go to we
Mm-hmm.
have a plan to go to the pool only,
Oh, just the swimming pool.
swimming in the pool,
Uh-huh.
in the
Oh,
indoor pool.
indoor pool, just nearby? Is it far or just nearby?
Yeah, just like 5 minutes driving from my house, from my
But that's
apartment.
too
Oh,
early.
what?
Isn't it cold?
So the story that I share with you is like we
Uh-huh.
want to have a trip to a beach,
Uh-huh.
and it's outdoor swimming. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's indoor swimming, and the pools is nearby our apartment.
I thought it's far. I thought like you're going on a trip somewhere in a beach or so I was thinking and then what? That's too early, like 5 a.m. And I was thinking the weather is really cold right now. Is it raining now in Vietnam?
It is raining now in Vietnam.
Oh,
It
that's a
is cold.
oh. Wow.
It is cold now in Vietnam. Is I don't know, maybe no raining.
But here it's crazy. The weather is like it gives me a headache because it's hot from 6 a.m. till 12 or somewhere there. It's really hot. And then right after that, it will rain from around 1 in the evening. And
Mm.
suddenly it will be damp and, moisty in the evening. And then suddenly it's cold in the morning. And then, so it's just crazy. The weather here is hard to determine. It's hot and cold. You
Yeah,
know
you
how
you
hard
told
it
me.
is to I mean if it's hot here, it's really hot. I know, I think we're just somewhere in between. I think we're because the world has evolved. I mean the weather has changed so much. It's not the same like before, like few years back. I remember if it's around this month, it should be sunny. And then a couple of months later comes the rainy season, something like that. You can determine if it's sunny or rainy season, right? But it's hard to determine it today because you don't know when this season is sunny or it's just inexplicable. You can't explain it. And your body is hard. It's difficult for your body to catch up with the sudden change of weather. So it's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold. So sometimes I really get a bad headache about that. But it's good that in Vietnam it's rainy. You don't need air conditioning anymore because it's cold. And it's advantage for me too because, you know, it lessens the use of electricity. Right? So you did not go, but 5 a.m., although it's an indoor swimming pool, Trang, it's too cold.
It let's say
Do they like
it's
swimming?
indoor pool,
Uh-huh.
and they invest like a system under the
Heater?
pool to keep the pool
Uh-huh.
warm,
Water
to
heater?
keep the water, yeah, like water heater
Oh, they
heater.
have water heater too. Okay, they do that. I
So
see.
in summer they keep the water's degree around like 27
Mm-hmm.
Celsius. Um, in in winter they keep the water temperatures around
Warm.
warmer a little,
Mm-hmm.
like 29 or
Oh,
30 degree.
I didn't know your pools are much more advanced in Vietnam. Like they have a thermostat. They have like a pool thermostat to control the temperature of your
Mm-hmm.
pools. So you
Mm.
have this, I don't know how you call it, but I think that's a water thermostat. So I
Thermostat,
so it's a
the
regulating
device, the
device component which senses the
thermostat.
temperature. of a physical system and performs action so the system's temperature is maintained near a desired set point. So this is a thermostat. So your pool has this. So if you set it to this temperature, for example, if it's winter and you wanted to keep it warm, so you have this device to keep it warm. And if it's really hot, so you just have to turn the knob a little bit to keep to keep the water a little bit cold, right? Oh wow, that's an advanced, thing to have there. So adjusting the heating or cooling system to match the set point. See, we don't have that. So if the water is too cold, okay, you can't do anything about it. It's really cold. So
That's
that's
the
just
reason
cool.
I go to swim all the winter, and I love to go to swim in the winter.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's less people in the pool than in the summer.
I think you're
So,
a mermaid in your past life. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Do you
talking
know a
about
mermaid?
mermaid, we
Uh-huh.
start our class today about
Uh-huh. Animals.
yeah, animals.
Yes, because that is our topic today. Because,
Is
like I
mermaid
mentioned
an
last time,
animal?
it is a mythical creature.
Yeah, it's creature.
Did I answer your question? It is not an animal because it's a mythical creature, like a unicorn. So they are mythical
Unicorn.
creatures, right? So it means um, they don't really exist, but people believes that they have. It's like an old wives' tale. So it has been passed on through generations. If you have this, so it has sign. They show signs. If you see this one, so that's what people believed in the olden times,
Mm.
right? So these are mythical creatures. Well, I'd love to see. Well, did you notice, Trang? Speaking of mermaid, it's popular everywhere, like around the globe. Like anywhere you go, just talk about mermaid. Everybody knew about mermaid.
But its origin from the West.
It doesn't have a particular origin, but according to the tale, during when the world was still one continent, right? This
Uh-huh.
is our planet. It's just one continent. So before the continental drift happened, like when before the world like moved and just had different parts, it's
Mm-hmm.
one whole. It's one whole like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they said there are how do you call that? Like the old people before, ancient people, like Cro-Magnon, something like that. You know what I mean? Like apes. So we were apes before. So what happened was, that's according to the theory, okay? So we were apes before, and then when the world split like that, so
Mm-hmm.
these people or apes who lived in here are on land. So they learned to live on land. Now these people went underwater, slowly sinking. So
Mm-hmm.
their body tried to cope up with their environment.
Mm-hmm.
So they tried to live in the water. So they started to grow scales. So because of evolution, that's just their story, okay? Because of evolution, these humans who lived on land learned to hunt and survive in the land. But this
Mm-hmm.
one sinking underwater, and that's why they had this theory about Atlantis, if you've ever heard about it.
Yeah,
So
Atlantic.
that's where these people lived. So they were underwater. So over time, because of evolution, they started to have fins like a fish so they can breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So these batches of human lived on land, these batches of human underwater lived there for centuries ago. So that's what happened. That is why we can't see them. So this it's like them and this. Does it make any sense? That's just their story to me.
But the therapy about Atlantic City, I
Hmm.
believe it. I believe that it was a real city in the land, and for some reason, that part of continent go go below to the water.
See, so Atlantis is a legendary fictional island civilization described in Plato's dialogues, Timotheus and Critias. It's
Mm.
portrayed as a powerful, technologically advanced naval empire that existed west of the Strait of what's that? Gibraltar, eventually sinking to Atlantic Ocean. So this is how they visualize Atlantis. So there is a world underneath.
But did people find something like
Evidence.
some evidence about
Uh-huh.
Atlantic City
Some
under the water?
people, well, in my journey of searching about the truth or some facts, because they said this is, how do you call that term again? I forgot that one. Something that the government has been trying to hide from people.
Hmm.
I forgot the how they call that one. But in my search of, mermaids, the reason why everybody anywhere in this world knew about mermaids is because a lot of people have witnessed that. So wherever you came from, even if you're from wherever or whichever country you came from, everybody knows mermaid, right? Because
Hmm.
like in the old saying, if there's smoke, there is fire. So why would they give you a depiction of a mermaid if you haven't seen one? So many people from around the world seen one, but they said there is a portal,
Portal?
like yeah, an invisible portal that prevents them from coming out. But they said when I watched it in YouTube, so when I watched it in YouTube about these mermaid sightings. So I love watching actually documentaries. So this one. So they said the government, I forgot that term they used. See, so there are actually footages and sightings of mermaids, but the government have been trying to suppress it. See, so they have sightings. So this had been an issue a long, long time ago. I just forgot the term for that. But this one, no, I think that's not it. But this is the story about mermaids. So let's see. There you go. See, he told it. Finally, I got the term. So they said it's a conspiracy theory. So the government tries to suppress all of these informations where in fact they already had an actual mermaid in their lab and they're keeping it from people.
Oh,
like like the study of extraterrestrials, the study of mermaids, things like this. If you've watched MIB, Men in Black, have you watched it?
no, never.
Not yet.
Hmm.
So it's like the government has this secret society
Hmm.
that has all of these things and they're keeping all these informations away from people. It's like MIB or Man in Black. So it's like the Man in Black, like this. So they had like a secret um, agency or secret um, company controlled by the government, so they contain unusual things and they don't let anyone know about it, like
Mm.
aliens, like mermaids, like this movie. If you've seen this movie, so they have like this secret sect or agency or however you call it, something like that, and they claim to have found Atlantis
Mhm.
because there are remnants. I don't know if you can call it some remnants of it, but if it is a remnant, is I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have moved somewhere else because they've shown somewhere in, I don't know if that was in Mariana Trench, if that's because that's the deepest and the lowest part of the ocean, right?
Mhm.
So it's like they saw something like this. This is what they saw, like this. So they saw ruins
Mhm.
where they claim mermaids live. However, they said mermaids are in a like a dome. You know,
A dome.
a dome is a spherical barrier that
Mhm.
like a bubble underwater.
Mhm.
So they said that's where they live. This is what they said Atlantis looked like. Looked like.
Mhm.
Well, we're not sure because you see, we have to see it firsthand before we believe that, there's really Atlantis. This is, I think, what they saw. Not this one, but this one, this temple like.
Mhm.
That's what they saw, and that's what they claim to be Atlantis.
Mhm.
Why did you ask me if mermaid is an animal? What do you think is a mermaid then?
It has a tail, like a
It has
fish
a
tail.
tail. Do you think mermaids are beautiful?
No, in my imagine, maybe yeah, it's not in the cartoon. If a mermaid is real,
Mm,
they could be a kind of creature that have
mhm,
fish tail under and in the top. Maybe they
mhm,
have two hand, two arm, two
mhm,
arms, and a head. But maybe their head looks different with human head.
Yeah, so they are. So, what gave you the impression, or what gave you that idea that mermaids doesn't look good?
Uh, it's not good or bad. It's just different with our face,
Uh-huh.
with human standard of beauty. Mm,
Mhm,
let's see. There's a lot of animals out there that have like very different outlook. Mm, I read uh yeah, I read a newspaper that writes about a kind of animal that it's like a mix of a mix of what's say it's a mix of many type of animals. Like
uh-huh.
have
Like fish.
someone not a fish but like let me um
No, I'm just showing this to you.
a platypus. A
Oh, a duck-billed platypus.
a platypus.
A
You see,
platypus.
a platypus who like a mixture of a lot of animals. It have the like the mouth of a duck. It have a mouth of a
Mhm.
duck,
It
like a
looks
face like a duck, like a duck,
a duck.
and
Okay.
the body like a dog or some kind like that. But
Mhm.
the feet is like a duck again.
Uh-huh.
So
So it has fins.
yeah, it have fin. So I think maybe mermaid it if that creature is real,
Uh-huh.
it could be like a mix of, because it's living in under the water, maybe
But
its face is different.
they said it looked more like a manatees.
Humanity. Maybe.
So that's how they
Maybe
describe the
manatee
mermaid.
is a kind of meme. Yeah, it's like the meme. Oh.
So they said the closest to how a mermaid looked like is a manatees, although
Mm-hmm.
with like this.
Yeah.
But because of people's imagination, some says they have gills, they have, so they wanted to make the mermaid look more of a human being. So they describe it with half human and half tail, right? But some
Okay.
says this is the closest.
Yeah, this is the closest version.
See, so yeah, so they might have mistaken a manatees into a mermaid. I don't know, but that's crazy. So this is what I told you a while ago. So this is what they said, how mermaids originated. I think this is what I have watched,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe something else. I don't know. I couldn't remember because this video was like 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they started to uncover the truth about mermaids. They said there's a conspiracy theory and that mermaids are actually part of the evolution. If people came from monkeys, so monkeys over time we became like this,
No.
right? I mean, that's what they said. I mean, that's the
No,
story.
no.
What?
That's what someone believe.
Hmm. Can
So
you tell me
it's
how
just
do
a
you think?
therapy,
Uh-huh.
and uh there are 46
Mm-hmm.
DNA in a human body,
DNA
and
strands.
genes
Mm-hmm. Genes.
and
Okay.
genes,
Mm-hmm.
and 48 genes in a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
It's different number.
Mm-hmm. So where did human beings came from then?
Sky from another alien. From, like if we are aliens, we God create us. I don't know, but I doubt about the therapy that we have. We
The theory.
the theory that we are a better version of a monkey. I doubt about it.
We are a supreme being. All I know is that we are a supreme being. I didn't want to believe that
Scream
human
being.
came from
Can you write
supreme.
it?
We are a supreme being. Supreme. Like this, supreme.
Scream.
Supreme being. But not actually
Scream being. A name for
uh
God.
not
Scream.
actually a god, but I just used the word supreme because out of everything in this planet, we are on top. You
Mm.
know, we are on top
Are
because we
you
have
sure about that?
brains. I think we are on top because nothing can do what human beings can.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why we have this topic, this one, because I want to know from you how important animals are.
Mm-hmm.
So how important are animals in our ecosystem or in our daily lives?
Well, the relationship between animals and other and plant and other living things in on earth is like
Hmm.
a circle. So You know about food circle,
Yeah, the
that
circle of life cycle
life cycle.
or the
Yeah,
circle of
like
life. Yeah,
animals eat plant. Then when animal died, the plant eat.
by
No,
another animal.
no, the plant not eat the animal first. The first thing that eat the animal is, let's say, what do you call microorganism?
Microorganisms.
What can you write it?
Organisms.
Can you write it? Micro
Microorganisms.
bacteria or organism, microorganism, organism. Am I right? Microorganism,
Right.
microorgan, organism, organism. Including maybe bacteria and mock other thing. Eat the animals.
I understand what you mean. I'm just looking for it. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a life cycle. Let me let's change it.
Circle of life.
And then suddenly Lion King came out.
So, um, from birth to decomposition. Decomposition. Okay. The journey from birth to decomposition involves various steps of growth, development, ultimately, and the nature of breakdown of the body. Ah,
I mean, yeah,
decomposition.
so for animals, oh, let's see there. Let's look at this one.
Food chain. Okay, food chain.
So it's like when the grass grow, the
Mm-hmm.
grasshopper eats the grass, the rat eats the grasshopper, and the snake eats the rat, and the snake will be eaten by the eagle, and the eagle will die. Microorganisms will eat them. It will become a fertilizer for the plants to grow again, the
Mm-hmm.
grasshopper. So I think you're talking about a food chain.
Mm-hmm. The food
Am I
chain.
correct? Okay.
Mm. So the food chain, so the responsibility? No. The duty. The
Okay.
duty. No. The the thing. Let me check the right word. Uh the duty. The role. Okay, the role
Okay,
of
okay.
every animal in the on earth.
Uh-huh. So, well, I think animals play a vital role in maintaining the balance of our
Mm-hmm.
planet's ecosystems and
Mm-hmm.
enriching human lives in numerous ways. Okay. So, their importance can be categorized in many things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, the environmental balance.
And what? Environment and environment's mental balance. Environment mental env- environmental environmental
Right. So
environmental.
environmental balance, also known as ecological balance, refers to the state of equilibrium within an ecosystem where the interconnectedness of living organisms and their environment is maintained. So to make it easy for us to better understand it, environmental balance like animals are crucial for, let's say, pollination, seed
Mm-hmm.
dispersal, and nutrient cycling,
Mm-hmm.
right? So many plants rely on animals for pollination, ensuring the continuation of plant life, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So that's called the environmental balance. Like um so like bees, and then they pollinate for plants to grow, so they are part of the environmental balance because they disperse seeds. And animals, like any type of animals, when seeds are in their body, they go somewhere else, then another plant, will grow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, well, I was supposed to ask you. When you hear the word, sorry, my bad, I explained it too much. So, Shrang, when you hear the word environmental balance, what comes to your mind?
Mm. Uh, the thing come to my mind is about vegetarian.
Vegetarian?
Uh,
Vegetarian? Why vegetarian?
like you say, every animal have its role.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that our roles is eating around. We eat including plants and animal.
Uh-huh.
So only to its plant is not our role.
Uh-huh. Well, the reason why I asked you why are animals important? So animals is important because of one of many categories. So that's environmental balance. And I want you to tell me um how you understood the word environmental balance. But your answer is more like falls down to the economic benefits. Because
Economic.
like right, because foods, animals contribute significantly, I mean, to the global economy through various industries like agriculture, livestock, poultry, fishing, tourism, wildlife viewing. So I think what you said falls to that category,
Uh,
right? So environmental balance is a different category.
okay.
So sometimes animals are also important. So one of the importance of animals are this one, the environmental balance, the economic benefits, scientific research and education. So when you say scientific research and education, how are these animals important to that?
Can you ask the question again?
Why do you think animals are important in the scientific research and education?
Science research and
Scientific
education.
research.
Science, yeah, scientific research and education. Animals. Let's say, at first there's some kind of for human life there's some kind of disease have animal origins
Mhm.
like HIV.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a. Did you know that HIV is a man-made virus?
A man-made, a man-made,
A
a
man-made
man-made. Yeah, they
virus.
do some research on
Hmm.
monkey in
Hmm.
Africa,
Hmm.
and then uh, a scientist got HIV from a monkey,
Hmm.
but they didn't create HIV. They just got that disease from a monkey,
Monkey has Ebola.
Ebola. So what is HIV origin?
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Ebola outbreaks have been documented in monkeys, particularly among cynomolgus imported in the United States from the Philippines. An outbreak imported led to discovery of the recent. Yeah. So Ebola virus. I think that's from monkeys.
But
So
how
there are
about HIV?
So they said this is just again based on the conspiracy theory which hasn't been proven, but they said HIV virus is a man-made virus. So
Uh,
see, it said no, the HIV
yeah.
virus is not a man-made virus. It evolved naturally and is believed to have originated in primates in Central Africa. So your answer is closely um somehow related to this. The virus likely crossed over to humans through contact with infected animals, potentially through hunting practices. But again, oh yeah, deep web. But according to deep web, HIV virus is man-made.
No, no, no. Where? Where?
I don't think we can access that here. I'm sorry, Trang. I think we cannot access that one
Click some
here.
more. How is how East Germany fabricate the myth of HIV being man-made? Oh, of course, it's just a therapy. Mm.
This one, yeah. So this is another one. You're Yeah, some said it's for monkeys, like what you said. Some said, okay, despite the fact that the origin of human immunodeficiency virus or HIV being a contamination and a mutation originating from primates, like you said, monkeys, primates, is well documented. It's just an alternative narratives are often being heard officially in sub-Saharan Africa. One such narrative is about HIV being a man-made in a military laboratory in the United States. So this is what I knew. Okay, Trang. This
Okay.
is what I knew. So
Mm-hmm.
it's made by a military laboratory in the United States because they said they did that because if they cannot have Africa, like if the US cannot have Africa, they have to demolish them. So in order to do that, they created a virus to wipe out people in Africa. That's just what they said about it. That's how.
Okay.
But they did not succeed in trying to get Africa by spreading the disease, but rather this disease exploded and it has been transferred to people. That's why it, you know, got all over the world
Mm-hmm.
through, you know, sexual intercourse. So that's how it they said it all started. So this is another story. But whether I don't know, Tram. My stand is I think, in my own opinion, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's man-made.
You believe that it's man-made?
I think it's man-made because the complexity of HIV is really hard to determine. And whenever a scientist is near completion to achieving the cure for this, they are suddenly wiped out. For example, a scientist found a cure.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, that person who invented that will just, gone without a trace.
No, no way.
Okay, you tell me, have you ever heard or read somewhere that someone
Recently, I read a newspaper that finally people can like
fight it
curl, like
can be
curl,
cured,
can be cured,
cured,
like completely 100% cured.
cured, yeah.
An HIV patient.
Uh-huh. And what happened?
They just published a a research about
Yeah,
that.
I've read that one too. It's actually in my news feeds.
Ừ, đúng rồi. Yeah, yeah.
Trang, I'm sorry. I know you're enjoying the topic today. Okay, so we're good. I'll give you a homework. let's search more on your ideas about this, and then we're going to tackle and we'll have a rebuttal about that. How is that?
Oh, we out of time.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
And I think you're enjoying because you're focused on searching for answers. I think you like topics that are really hard to discuss like this.
Mm.
You enjoyed it. I did it. Oh my God, we ran out of time again. But okay, try. So for your homework, I think let's find an article of the importance of
By
animals.
the article about
Uh-huh.
HIV.
Let's, yeah, we can
And
actually do that. But let's not focus
in
on
my
HIV.
opinion, in
Uh-huh.
my opinion, HIV is so complicated that no
I
way
know.
people can create it.
I have a totally different understanding, but that's what we're going to debate about in your next lesson, okay?
Okay,
Because if
with
we're going
like
to
opposite side.
right, but
It's
that's
so
interesting.
crazy, like a
I
debate.
know. But it's interesting because I wanted to know how you would, make me believe that it's actually like this over mine, right?
Okay, I will
Okay.
prepare for it.
So that's all for today, Trang. Thank you so much. Okay. So you have a great rest of your day, okay? I'll
Yeah,
see you. Bye
thank
for
you.
now,
Bye
Trang.
bye.
Take care.